While you're enjoying the TAB State Championships, what about experiencing some of the other iconic attractions in the Dubbo region in your free time? Meet incredible wildlife at Taronga Western Plains Zoo. Step inside the historic Old Dubbo Jail. Discover the inspiring Royal Flying Doctor Service visitor experience and explore the spectacular Wellington Caves. If you've got a little extra time, make the most of your visit. Head to dubboregion.com.au/visit and start planning your adventure today.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. We are back here at the Bowls New South Wales TAB State Championships for 2025-26. Nick Hind is my name. It's fantastic to have your company wherever you're watching around Australia or around the world. I'm looking forward to bringing you what should be a tremendous contest here for the women's triples final. We're going to be looking at the teams of Chakouch, Natalie Lewis, Samantha Noronha representing Merrylands up against Cindy Williams, Natasha Russell and Brianna Smith representing St John's Park. 6 of the best female players you can ever wish to see. And we trust this will be a brilliant final. We look forward to bringing it to you here from Club Dubbo here in the beautiful Golden West of New South Wales. We're here for another week and a half of action yet, and then the junior inter-region 7-a-side. We saw a cracking semi-final this morning in the men's competition. Bargo gave it their all, but it was St John's Park who prevailed there. So the men's state semi-final and the triples is a carbon copy of this game almost in many ways. It's also going to be Merrylands up against St John's Park. So going to be Jack McShane up against Ben Twist in that one. Players are just completing their trial ends, and we're going to be getting underway. 25 ends is the trip. 2 bowl triples is the contest. Dead ends are replayed. We saw quite a few of those in the last contest. The players are going to shake hands, high five, and we're going to get underway here at beautiful Club Dubbo. Cindy Williams will send the jack down. Brianna Smith will place it somewhere on that line. There we go. And we are now underway here in Dubbo. Been fantastic to have so many tuning in for the semi-final, and we trust that many of you will be rejoining us this afternoon. It is a Monday, and we're at 1:40 here, Australian Eastern Time. So do drop us a comment, let us know where you're watching from. We're seeing a toucher straight away. We're going to see hundreds of those, I'm sure, this week, and plenty in this contest. Chanel, what an asset to have Chanel Chakouch playing as your lead. Recently crowned as the Bowls New South Wales Women's Singles Champion of Club Champions. Since waiting contest over Danielle Thompson. Go and listen back to Andrew's great call of that game. As we see another good bowl there from Cindy. Chanel, that long action gets so low, gets so smooth. She'll be seeking to hunt up. You can sit that last bowl. If she sticks around, just going to slide under. Some fine efforts early on to as the players feel one another out. This is Natasha Russell now. And that's going to be number 1. 1 shot to St John's Park. So the twins here, Natalie Lewis and Samantha Noronha. Long time elite players and representatives, originally from the Illawarra region, now both playing at Club Merrylands. Tash Russell now, she's quick on the mat. And quickly away. Brianna asking for this one to hold. She's chipped the jack across. That's going to work. Another toucher. 2 shots it is now to St John's. Sam saying, yeah, you can try that again. Forehand still good. Good confident reaching weight. Just didn't quite have the line. That is the wider hand as the what little breeze there is here in Dubbo this afternoon blows from left to right on your screen. 18 degrees, partly cloudy here at the top of the hill at West Dubbo Bowling Club. We've switched greens. We're down on green number 1. And we've switched commentators as well. I've had the pleasure of Brittany Camp's company. She was brilliant in our last game, but she's stepped outside to go and cheer on her club mates. This is one of them, Brianna Smith. So Brie now. St John's Park have had a powerhouse campaign so far in this state championships. And Brianna looking to add to her mixed pairs title. Well, that's a great shot. I wonder if we'll see some positivity here from Sammy. Well, Nat's interested. Chanel's getting more interested too. This is going to just duck underneath. It was a fair effort. So 2, maybe 3 shots to St John's. The call was, Tash Russell was, try one the other side. Well, she's done it forehand, she's done it backhand. She'll do it left-handed next here. This is really good from Brianna Smith. Favour, that's going to be very close to being in the count as well. Nat's having a good look at this. So the shot's still the same. Now you're flirting with that blue bowl. Reach down. No, she's going bigger. She's flirting with the blue bowl, looking to reach down and get to the jack and clear somehow. She's got it. What a shot. Hit the replay button, Nick Hind. Yes, sir. First end, we've seen touches galore, and now we've seen a kill. So, we might be in for a big afternoon. Buckle up, wherever you're watching. Sam Noronha squeezed that out perfectly. It's Nat skipping, not Sam. See, well, I've been bluffed. Thank you, Craig. But this could be a double bluff here. Team was listed as Natalie skipping. And given they are twins, you'll forgive my ignorance, but I can't tell the difference. So, end 1, take 2. And a little misfire there. Chanel. Just slipping past. Cindy Williams tidying up the weight there. Just not quite nailing at this end. She had 2 beauties last time around. Chanel just composing herself here. Early doors, it was a big save from Merrylands. Down potentially 3 or 4. Can't afford to drop those big numbers. And Natasha Russell. That's good shooting there. Tash Russell needs to find best part of 2 metres here to improve. Well, she's improved, but not quite all the way. Now switch of hands. And a little bounce, that's favourable. 2 shots it is, Merrylands. A change over. So, a little change of tactics, a little change of result here. We're going to see Brianna, see if she can set this up again. So on the last end, St John's Park applying the pressure. Brianna Smith. Oh, she's got the split and run on. That's going to be 3rd shot. This is Nat Lewis, so it is Nat skipping. I've had that confirmed. Forgive me for that miss. It's not immediately obvious when we're in the control box, but there's Nat Lewis on the mat. Sister and twin sister of Samantha Noronha. So as you say, you'll forgive my error there. The team was listed the other way around. Well, this is very fortunate there. Brianna's put her hands up and said, I do apologise. This is not the way that players at this level want to be getting shot. Back live now, so there's a opportunity here for still for Nat to get down, get to the jack. She can turn through her own. Probably a pretty good guide down there. Going to go firm again. She played the last one really well. Can she get it again here? Natalie Lewis, you're kidding. Well done. What that's done, that's gone and trailed. You can see the jack, just the very top of the jack there sitting in the ditch, and she's made 2. That was something to behold. This is why we're streaming this final. It's going to be a cracking contest no matter which way you cut it. And Natalie Lewis, she's saved with a kill, and now she's converted and made a remarkable 2 What a shot this was. Bang, spins it into the pit. Well done. So 2 shots to Merrylands of the first end. I'll change the name on the scoreboard over and to reflect who is actually skipping that rink. And what a fantastic start we've had to this competition. This is the final of the state women's triples. Nick Hind is my name. I'll be driving the ship here from Club Dubbo this afternoon. Trust you're enjoying the coverage wherever you're watching around Australia or around the world. Do let us know in the comments. Good reply here from Cindy. She was brilliant the first end coming in this direction. Now Chanel asking for this one to get right down. Well, she hasn't got shot. She's got 2 very well positioned bowls immediately behind the jack. This is Cindy Williams now. She came in actually to this side as a substitute for Dawn Heyman, so can you imagine the talent on display with Dawn Heyman in this side? Looking to just crash through the front. Well, that's definitely made one of hers the shot there at 3 o'clock. Sam now. Looking to add on. Little trail's fantastic here. If she can get all the way to this jack. Well, that's a fine, fine bowl. Number 1. I said to Kira O'Shea before that we had some hot shots from the first game. Well, we've got some more now. This has been scintillating stuff. We've only had one end completed. And look at this in response. Well, hit the replay button again. We'll be wearing this out. Grab your snacks, grab your refreshments, but don't go anywhere. Buckle up for a super afternoon of bowls here, TAB State Championships. Tell you what, Sammy's after this one too. That's just asking for it to hold. And here's Tash, so she's going to switch hands as well. This one looks to be on the firm side. She's just going to drift around the back. And it's going to drift all the way around the back to the beach. So those couple of backwoods have just gone a little too far. You can see there's a Sam Noronha bowl lurking at the back of the rink there. And then that last bowl of Tash Russell up on the bank. So still an opportunity here for Merrylands. Room to draw here for Nat. So a good tight line here. Wants to get all the way down to this jack. All the way down to it. Look at this. Wow, just slid past. Brianna. This looks to be a bit firm here. She's got to be a little bit careful. Jack movement is not great. Well, it was firm. It was about one bowl firm. That was really, really good. The pink and green bowls flashing down the rink. Can be deceptive at times. Now for Nat. Play this with confidence. Looks to be on the high side. Her body language was, on the top of the picture was, she'd missed it. So Brianna, free kick, realistically got a good metre to draw now. And for a player of her ability, she'll back herself to go park another one right on it, particularly when the first one was so good. She's just going to pull up a little bit short. Might be enough. It is. So, St John's 3, Merrylands 2. 2 ends completed. It's a ripping start. We're pleased to have the live scores scrolling through at the bottom of your picture there. So in the other final, we've got early scores. So I'll keep you up to date with that throughout the afternoon, but you can follow along live on your device, so head to your App Store, download the Bowls Link app, and you can head to the results section, follow along with all of these matches as they are being live scored. And it's been a credit to the players and the volunteers that are helping out, making sure that everybody, it's the very first time at the New South Wales State Championships with live scoring, and everybody has taken to it largely like ducks to water. I've been warned about using that phrase because there is some weather approaching, and we'll see how we go tomorrow. We're back on air. 12:30 is the scheduled start time tomorrow. We get underway in the pairs, and we look to be bringing you a fantastic game tomorrow before 2 more sectional games on Wednesday. So we've got a great program of events here for you from Dubbo. So make sure that you like, follow and subscribe. Have your notifications turned on as we look to get to 1 billion followers on YouTube. Currently several hundred million short. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank our 3 host venues, Club Dubbo, where we're streaming for this event, North Dubbo RSL Sporties, home of the Dubbo City Rhinos, where we were for the Para event, and the lovely Macquarie Club, where I was the other day for the mixed pairs. It's another little club here in Dubbo, but they've got 2 lovely greens, and the hospitality there was second to none. So thank you to all our wonderful host clubs and Dubbo Regional Council for their ongoing support of this amazing event. Players just not quite nailing either line or weight. Sammy can get a favourable little scrub there. That'll do. And that'll be number 1. Just do stick with us. We'll be streaming tomorrow at 12:30. How's this for a first round match, if you don't mind? Nick Cahill, Carl Healy, Cabramatta versus Mark Bender and Brody Pitham from Maitland City. 12:30 tomorrow is our scheduled start time, so tune in for that. We'll be doing men's first and third round as well as the final, so plenty of opportunity to watch your favourite players in action. We Let's see if we can go one better than what was an incredible men's pairs event last year with Ray Pearce and David Axon taking out the title in an absolute thriller against Marimbula's Michael Wilkes and Rowan Wilson, who are back in the field this year. So they'll be looking to go one better. Brianna Smith's already got one state title at this event. Her and partner Ben, mixed pairs champions, back-to-back years. Once again, she's just missed the line there. I wonder if the breeze is just, and I'm looking out the window now, the breeze has turned around. So it is coming from left to right on your picture now, which is the opposite direction to what it was doing this morning and in their trial ends. So perhaps a little bit more movement out there. It's going to be, I think, only one shot. Sam's trying to find a second there, but I think it is only one. Well, that camera angle looks a bit better for a potential second shot here for Merrylands. And how about that one? 2, it is. So well sought out, well found. And well done to Merrylands, picking up 2. They've hit the front, 4-3. Quick chat now about tactics. I think against players of this capability of the St John's Park team, you need to have plan A, plan B, up to plan Z. Chanel has been asked now to go long. We can see the mat's all the way back. At least seems to be happy with that. You can't play full length if the mat's not all the way behind the tee, and she's done. Oh, this is why she's just a class player, right? It's such an underrated skill, the jack roll. She's delivered exactly what Natalie Lewis would have asked for. Let's go the full trip. Well, the only thing she's let herself down on is being good metre and a half short, but player of her calibre, I've no doubt, will correct and improve with the next one. Carmen reminding us it always pays to measure. Well, you're exactly right. If in doubt, whip it out. The tape, no, of course. I was told when I started playing I'll have to wear the thing out. And it's paid off there for Merrylands here in the early stages of this contest. 3 ends completed. Chanel has adjusted as I exclusively predicted she would. That'll be number 1 now, but Cindy won't be deterred. Backhand. Very viable option here. Can turn through her own 1/4 of a roll. Something just like this. Well, just clip the outside. Set it up really nicely though. It's a great catching bowl. If she's not shot, it'll be second and third. And Sam. Well, this is close. Just slid past. You see, there's maybe a little bit more finish down this end than the players are expecting. You see the bowls perhaps just running on a little bit further. Here's Natasha Russell, who wastes no time at all on the mat. see Natalie was more enthused about that one. Couple of big slaps of the palms. That's going to draw it. Yeah, I like that one for number one. Brianna still saying it's inconclusive. But I think that last bowl looks to be pretty good. Let's see how Natasha responds here. Looks a terrific line. Oh, she's just slipped through that gate. Yeah, you see Brianna saying, yeah, it's one down, but hey, we're okay, we're in this. Natalie Lewis perhaps not quite so convinced. So as the players make their way back to the mat. Opportune time to remind there is over 40 pairs qualifying. Entries do close on the 11th of August. So open up the Bowls Link app on your phone. You can head to My Regions and find that competition. This is good here. Natalie will. If the last one wasn't in, that one will be. Doesn't really change the shot for Brianna Smith though. Sit the shot bowl, trail the jack. Nothing for short here. She's just going to find the same hole. Well, that's remarkable. And unluckily has tipped over the last bowl of Sam Noronha. This one, body language is a bit negative. She knew she didn't lob it out there with enough pace. Next door, Merrylands 4-zip in the men's final are in front. Brianna here gets the jack moving across. That's going to be good enough. That might even make two. Gee, the standard here is incredible already. And I think, yeah, Nat Lewis reluctantly concedes. 2 shots to the Brianna Smith St John's Park team. 5-4, 4 ends completed. I think cancel any meetings you might have this afternoon, folks, because this is going to be what you'd rather be participating in. Let us know where you're watching around Australia or around the world. Nick Hind is my name. We're here with you at Club Dubbo. And we're only 4 ends in, but poor old replay button is going to be worn out, I suspect, by the end of this game. There might be a couple of extra cans of toucher spray being ferried out to the players as well. Look at this. Oh, shooting. Cindy Williams. It's a warm afternoon. This is probably as warm as we're going to get, 18 degrees. Saw the jacket coming off there of Brianna. Still got the long strides on, but likely to cool off again as the afternoon progresses. We know after about 3 o'clock things start to get less comfortable for the players. This looks hot. She can do the right thing and stay up at the back of the ring. That's going to come in really handy. We've already seen Natalie Lewis has shown that proclivity to attack. She attacked to defend on what wasn't the first end of the game, was able to kill. Neatly done there from Chanel. Turned her own bowl over and turned her head over, and then on what was the first completed end of the match, Natalie Lewis was able to run the jack into the ditch and make two with a good hit. So enjoying a very, very high quality start to this contest. That's good too there. Natasha Russell gives a catcher, gives the opportunity to play the other hand. Sam just finishing a little bit short. Title line here from Natasha Russell. Brianna's got interested. Just didn't quite send it. These players quick on the mat, quick to deliver. And Sam Noronha. She's on a fair sort of line as well here. This one goes to trip. It'll be very close to counting. Sammy. Well. In the argument for the second shot. Chanel will be like for number one. And it's discussion time here. Brianna's talking about what the preferred options might be. Merrylands girls look like they're having a good time. Chanel, would you believe, on the left of your picture, just recently turned 18 and towering over the other two young stars, the twins. Now, Brianna. This is looking like it's in a really good track. Needs to clear the front. Gets down, pops off Chanel. She's probably made two. This is just incredible. Let's watch that back. Merrylands are going to assess the situation. But this is an absolute masterclass already from Natalie Lewis and Brianna Smith. Bang. Pops it off. Slides in behind. Gets the touch as well, really importantly. And back live now. It's Natalie Lewis making her way to the mat. There's not really a lot on for her here either. So, tricky one. Well, she's only one or two down. It's a tricky one to get the shot back. Oh, if you don't mind, she's chipped it. It's bounced off the front bowl. That might be shot now. Oh. Work out this replay button. This will be one to tell the family about. This is incredible also. Watch this. The jack squeezes, bounces off the pink bowl and comes up the rink, and that bowl is a purple one. That is a Sam Noronha bowl. That is a Merrylands bowl. And I believe that is going to be the shot. So, remarkable end already. We're only 4 ends into this contest. Brianna. You think she likes the greens here? This is just going to be on the big side. You can see what she was looking to do. A little squeeze off the pink bowl of Chanel there, number 1. Anything falling inside that would have done for shot. This might be a little guide into the mindset of the Merrylands trio at this point. If they do have the shot, are they willing to risk giving it away with the last bowl? Can play backhand and potentially tuck it across into between the pink and the blue, sort of in there somewhere. Get the jack moving across. But if you get too much of the jack, there is a risk that it may get caught by the pink and white bowl of Cindy Williams. So Matt has stayed away from that. They are going to take 1 shot, and it's going to be 5 shots apiece. 5 ends completed. Well, let's see if Chanel's going to do this again. She's been masterful with the jack rolling so far. The mat's all the way back at the end of the rink. She's lobbed the jack down the other end, and it's going to park 3 feet short of the tee. No one's getting sacked for that. That's fantastic from Chanel. She's been called a rising star, but I don't think the star has much further. It's nearly at the top of the sport. She's had some sort of junior career, Chanel, and now as an open bowler, she's got the world in front of her. I think anything, the sky's the limit for young Chanel. Expect to see her go as far as she wants to in our game. Just asking what the gap was. She's going to switch hands there. That last one of Cindy Williams looked to be pretty well perfectly in the eye. This one just sliding past. Spoke with Britt Camp before about 40 bowl drill and drawing to the tee. Well, she's done that. She'll be getting points in the 40 bowl drill. Cindy now looks on the quick side. Stays up at the back, as we say. These things can come in handy. Merrylands leads St John's Park 7-0 in the men's triples final next door. It's 5-all here. Seniors final. Terry Warder in front for Harbord. Lorraine York for Tarrant Point. She's leading there. It's good stuff from Sammy. And Stuart's Point in front of Gilgandra in the reserve triples final. So keep that rolling through as we progress throughout the afternoon. This looks and feels like it's got the makings of an absolute classic here, though, so stay tuned. Yeah, they're asking the question here, which way am I better at getting at this? Nat says, you stick to that backhand, please. You're probably just under the blue. Get down to your own, it's really, really good. Well, Nat's getting more enthusiastic. Sammy's after this. Oh, girls, come on. someone telling us, so I assume about Chanel, that she's a lovely young girl. First played against her at the age of 14 in state pennants. Yeah, she was a young prodigy. We're going to see some weight here from Natasha Russell. Looking to disturb, get this jack moving, pop the shot bowl out. Well, cleaned a few out. Back to 2 for Merrylands. You can see the smiles on the players' faces. They're having a good time out there. I trust you are at home. What that has done the last attacking shot there, it's really cleared things out. So it's going to be a skips drawing competition, you feel. And Nat Lewis. Yeah, this hand's not really moving as much as it was earlier. So I'm going to stay off Cindy Williams. She might have even snuck around it enough to be number 3, but when Brianna Smith's got 2 still to shoot, feel as though you're not going to get another shot, being a metre and a half away. Just need Cindy Williams up and over here. That's enough. Now, how aggressive do you play this? There's a plant on. Get down, plant the pink bowl. That was the call from Sam. I don't know if she's got the speed for this grass line. There's a few favourable bounces there. That's almost one. But it is one shot to St John's Park, I feel. Yep. So just a draw now for Brianna. And yet that's not going to go the trip. So it's one shot to St John's Park, one shot to Brianna Smith, 6 shots to 5. 6 ends completed. Well, there's been some bowls played already. Make sure you subscribe to us on all the social media channels. TikTok Bowls New South Wales account on there. Instagram, Facebook, of course, YouTube. Our fabulous media team of Kira O'Shea is with us at this event. She'll be putting together some highlights from today. The hot shots, as well as plenty of photographs, so you can capture the smiles, the excitement, the atmosphere here at Club Dubbo. Nick Hind is my name. I'm flying solo at the moment. Lee Stinson did threaten that he'd join me if he couldn't find me a friend. Chanel just going to skip past there. We had the company of the wonderful Brittany Camp in the morning session, and she's got a career behind the microphone if she wants to. She was great. Looking forward to having her in action in the pairs and the fours later in the campaign. Chanel now just needs to subtract a yard or so. Looks to have done that part fairly well. Favour that's going to be number 1. So Natasha Russell, she's very quick on the mat, almost too quick. I think she might have had her skips caught on the hop there. Just steps off. run the full distance. So a little bit uncertain there was the indication from Sammy Noronha. You can see why the speed was just a little bit much. Well, Natasha, she's turned her back on that one very early. Obviously not pleased with that one. Girls having some discussion, but it's still just a backhand draw. And with this backhand draw, it's easy to do. She's corrected and then corrected it a little bit too much. Sam Noronha, so currently, I like it's one for Merrylands with the pink and blue bowl of Chanel. But for players of these calibre, plenty of opportunity. Right, so Lee Stinson has committed to coming in with us. He's going to go and get himself organised. Warren Shipley apparently rolling up at Dubbo Sporties. So, for those who tuned into the Para event or have been there recently, it's one of the quickest synthetic surfaces going around. This is good from Brianna. She doesn't need this to go any quicker. That's going to be number one. Smith strikes again. And for Nat Lewis. She's played some bombs already. She had the line for that. You can see twin sister Sam saying 2 foot required. Now Brianna. Do it again, girl. That was the call. That's going to get right up to it. That's going to be 2, and that's going to make it a little bit more difficult. And that's still got that same shot available to her. Reaching down. She's on a higher line this time. This is starting to move. This is starting to move all right. That's going to move all the way back and flop in. Oh. Well, she's done it. Number 1. Hit the replay button. You can see, I think that first bowl was a really good exploratory guide on what the track was. And she's got right back to the middle. And that was declared as the shot. And so now after another little chat, they're going to make me work a bit hard with the cameras because that mat is going right up. They're going to have a short one. Let's see where Chanel's standing. So we're going to mix it up here. And with 1 to Nat Lewis, that's going to be 6 shots apiece. And Chanel's going to get us underway just for something different. She'll put one close. As we welcome in for the first time today, LS 944, Lee Stinson. for the first time in this state championships, I believe, Lee. You jumped on with us yet? You did at the Para.
Did a little bit at Sporties last week, one of the games with you, right? So, no, glad to be here for the concluding stages of our triples component of the state championships. Haven't caught anything so far, so I'm coming in fresh, so you might help me out along the way, Nick, as to what the game's been like to this point.
Well, here's what I can tell you, Leroy. The replay button has been getting an absolute hiding.
You'll be in the good books of young Kira for socials later on tonight with
the girls
replays.
Have played
yeah,
some absolutely outstanding bowls, and we're only 7 completed ends into this contest.
I just saw Nat there blowing on the toucher spray. You might be running hot. The toucher overheating.
I suggest you might be running out.
Running out.
So I did get bluffed though. The only thing that I can say, and I did send you a text message, which I'm really glad you didn't respond to, was that the Twins were named in the program as being playing in one specific order, and they're not. And so I was saying that was Sam and Sam was Nat, but I'm not the first person to have been guilty of that.
You do need to be within a few feet to have a proper understanding from a distance. Yeah, they are very aptly identical twins, as written in the textbook. But, two lovely ladies, young mothers now as well.
She's on some sort of track here, Sammy.
Jump into the count, so they'll hold 3 there at the moment. Natasha's first bowl, just going through half a metre or so. Any minor correction is going to be enough to help, and that's that same line, Nick.
Oh, how about a major correction and just go and get it? Super shot once again. Hit the replay button. They just, as I say, Kira's going to have a fair bit to do. The first end wasn't even completed because it was killed with an absolute belter from Nat, and then the second end was only completed because she went around the jack into the pit for 2, if you don't mind. So some fair shooting already.
Didn't get an indication from the players there, Nick, just probably suggesting that last one of Natasha Russell is the shot.
I'll give you the side on and see if that gives you a better idea, Leroy. So what do you reckon on that angle?
Yeah, I think the Saints bowl is just nearer. Like an indication with what type of bowl Natalie plays here.
Either way, I think
Chanel Merrylands bowl coming forward.
She had lots of ways to win there. And now that blue bowl's looking very lonely, Lee Stinson.
Must be trying to do something first here for Brianna. She can play as much weight to even reach ditch if she wants to. See Natasha's bowl, middle of the screen there, that half a metre or so past the tee. Slice jack out there, can't really afford to leave it as it sits.
So, yeah, a bit more.
He's talking about playing a bit more weight with his second bowl. Yeah, you see the girls jump up onto the bank, so assume this one's going to be a bit firmer.
As I say, she's had 3 runs so far, Nat, and she has not missed. So batting 1,000 currently.
Got 3 of the 4 closest, so if they lose some of their own here, she's
what,
very close.
Exactly right, Leroy.
Kicks it out, holds a couple, sacrificed one of her own to get the shot, and we pretty confidently say now, Nick, that they probably were one down after those couple of skips bowls, and thankfully for Brianna, there is a path in on her forehand still to draw up to that shot bowl. 2 down, 6 apiece. Certainly not match defining by any means, but any shots you can score now are some that you don't need to gather later on. The bowl will trail the jack. Brianna Smith
Oh,
anything
tell
but
you
the
what.
gap now.
Oh,
She's definitely one down. I still potentially favour two.
yeah, didn't quite get enough of that bowl, did she? And yeah, 2 shots it is. So, seesawing early contest. But it is Merrylands who are going to go in front again, 8-6. Chanel comes charging up, so they've gone to plan C, or it might be plan B, but they've gone from plan A back to plan B, back to plan A, back to plan B. And I think when you're playing against opposition of this calibre, you need to have a few different options, don't you, Lee?
Yeah, absolutely. And always need to go into the game with a plan of how you think the game is going to play out best for your team. Obviously, everyone plays different on the day, different conditions. We're on a different green to where the players played their semi-final this morning. So you do tend to find some patterns that develop along the way as to how people are playing, where their bowls are finishing. Are they just on the shorter side, the longer side? Are they finishing wide of the head, narrow, etc.? So you can look at all those factors and plan to change things. There's a word for it, Nick, isn't it? When you do the same thing over and over and expect a different result. So if you are on that path, especially if you're behind, you need to make some changes. Even at this stage, just a small tactical change. If you can get a 5% edge on your opposition and win one more end than they do during these middle stages, and just set you up for the back end of the game. How are you with the technology at the moment, mate? Can we do a score check of the other finals?
Oh.
So I only just jumped into the commentary box after coming off a Zoom meeting, so I'm a little bit behind some of the other results.
Oh, so there you go. So Merrylands lead St John's Park in the men's final 12 shots to 2. It's a big lead early, but Bentwist was down by 10 shots in the semi as well, so don't count them out just yet. The rest of the games look to be pretty good tussles.
Baddo Bay and Harbord all square the senior men's. Narrow lead to South Tamworth over Tarrant Point, the senior ladies. And pretty handy game there in the open reserve. Two very, very good open reserve players. George Botfield from Stewart's Point and Noel Rains from Gilgandra. Of course, Noel Rains, a former state reserve singles champion. He's qualified through in a couple of reserve events this year, and somewhat local, given Gilgandra only about 50 kilometres or so north of Dubbo.
This is a home game for him, yeah.
Very much so. They'd go further often to play their region championships than they are now for the state.
Well, that's good shooting there from Sammy.
Well played, so piling the pressure on. Once again, 3 shots there in favour of the Merrylands ladies.
Well, may not be 3 for much longer. Here comes Tash Russell. Beautiful stuff.
Yeah, super shot and hidden away too. Not going to be able to sit that bowl out, so that's a nice, safe spot to land. Bowl well played again. She did it last end too, Nick, didn't she? Her second bowl. Got that toucher to draw shot. 3 down.
Well, as while the girls are making their assessment here, you can just see how well, as you mentioned, Lee, it's not going to be easy to chip that bowl out. So for Natalie Lewis,
Draw the shot. Just draw the shot. Touch is great. Draw as close as you can. Well, it needs to hold past these front ones. Thin edge, but kicks the jack toward the Saints bowl, but then she did drop in at the end, so we'll get you from side on here in a moment, Nick, just to see what happens. Hard to tell the gap between the jack and the blue bowl. Obviously on screen you would think it is the blue one, but that camera angle slightly deceptive to know the distance between that blue bowl and the jack. The white belonging to Merrylands, the blue for St John's Park. terrific camera work from you. I can only count all the speckles on the bowl. You've got it in so close there.
I'll expect a full report later on, Leroy.
We'll see where the breeze going up and under these front ones. We're trying to position something around on the outside of these front bowls. Looks like she's playing to a position, so I'm going to assume that is the Blue Saints bowl that's holding. She's trying to protect that jack going bottom left of screen, almost between where the two Merrylands players are there. So that's going to come up and have a look at all the angles. It'll be some kind of weight through her own white bowl. We see it there from behind in a moment. The hard thing for her here in getting shot is she's probably going to splash the jack if she does hold, into a position where potentially Brianna's bowl, that one that's on its running surface there, bottom of screen, is holding. The best bit for her here, Nick, it's hard to play for this, but trying to trail the jack with a metre of weight, she can hit the jack directly onto that bowl, and it might squeeze between the white and blue on the centre line. She's trying to trail the jack with...
So you're calling...
Yeah, trail the jack there. Yeah, absolutely. Only thing she's trying to be conscious of is almost getting it to that left-hand tee. If she moves it over to the tee on the left-hand side of centre, that tee line... She gets it over into that spot, just in front of where the two Merrylands ladies are standing. She will be down and could potentially put her white onto the blue and roll it over for 2 down with Brianna having plenty of room. So playing more weight to spit the jack right out if she gets it. And I'd be highly surprised if Brianna bowls her second here. And yeah, you can see the players already acknowledge that. So 1 to the Saints. I don't really know what to do in those situations, Nick, whether I should play my bowl to a certain spot on the green. Do I draw out to the bottom corner and try and get to the boundary peg in case I need to do that?
Yeah, someone will tell you to never waste them, and I think that's pretty good advice. As you say, we saw some in the last game. There was a few bowls where the jacks were right out at the peg, and the first time you go out there, you are sort of feeling for it. So go and lob one out to the peg. Try to draw to the ditch at the rink peg. I think that's some good advice there. You never know when that knowledge might come in handy.
Yeah, that's that small percentage chance that, as you say, it might not happen today at all, and you might never play it. But if the jack does go there, and especially if it's a slightly different line or a different speed out in that part of the rink, it's good to know. Obviously, all grass greens do have their little variances in them. We are on a natural outdoor surface. We're not going to be perfectly consistent across 1,500 square metres of surface. There are going to be some bits that react slightly different to others, where the wind direction's coming from on certain days.
And there are some players who'll tell you about it too.
Cindy just missed with her weight there, but she has placed a bowl on either side of centre line, which is not going to look nice from the mat end of the green to any player. Immediately you see Chakouch has switched across to her forehand.
Lovely Carmen Plaza's just given me something that I wish I'd known years ago. Sam wears her hair out. Nat always ponytail. That would have been nice to have known about 45 minutes ago, an hour ago. But I know now, and I think we're seeing a bit more of the twins, aren't we, throughout these state championships?
Well played, Natasha. Perennial winners, of course, in the events. Both relatively new to the Magic at Merrylands. Quite successful players and have been for many, many years since their early days down in the Illawarra region. Of course, both New South Wales ladies representatives, state title holders, and platinum pennant winners as well in 2025.
Amongst other things, have served on junior committees as well. Or Nat certainly has served on junior committee, hasn't she? And,
two great young ladies that have put back into that junior space. And knowing the number of youngsters that are down at Merrylands, I'm sure they've got a small impact on things that are happening down there. And someone like Chanel, who's coming out of the back end of her junior career, and of course the current women's state title holder already in this season. Be great opportunity for her as she continues to develop her game to have certainly not a lot older than her, but a lot of experience between Nat and Sam that Chanel can pick up on, and things that they're doing to help her along the way. See, Natasha Russell once again has done the job, and a nice little setup here for the Saints. So a bit of room for Brianna to add to the count. Probably doesn't want to move that too far. Potentially
gives a bit more visibility, doesn't it, Leroy?
A few gaps there, but it is at least three there to the Saints. We said those two bowls of Cindy Williams, they weren't necessarily great bowls, but they've just provided obstruction on either hand.
Well, there's a nice little option to get the jack moving. It's 1-2 to Merrylands over on the back right of the screen there.
We certainly know the way the angles are at the moment, Nick. You cannot dead draw the shot, so just needs to play up through these bowls, sit and stay, or push something through the jack, as you mentioned.
Well, Sam's getting more interested, as is Chanel. Asking it to just hang out a bit now.
Turned away there.
Another slip goes in, though.
Yeah, I think you have to get to the back of the rink. You see Natasha looking at those bowls there at the moment. I think if I'm Nat with the second, if I'm going to play up there, I'm playing more weight. I want to eliminate that gap that she went through. You can imagine that, viewers at home, that gap that Natalie just went through on the right-hand side of the jack. The more weight you play, that gap becomes not available to go through. So you can get a couple of those bowls out, hit something onto the jack, kill the end. Of course, the perfect shot is with that less weight, but it does reduce the chances of an effective bowl.
We've been speaking about this all week on different topics, Leroy, but perfect is the enemy of good. You want a good result or you want a perfect result? Let's go for the good one.
So, Brianna, you see they're lining up on her backhand, right-hand side of screen. So it is going to be a cover bowl down to bottom right-hand corner of pitcher amongst those three Merrylands bowls.
Covering in there.
Yep, she's done that well. The proper side of the centre line and deepest bowl there.
Well, yeah, the discussion is to go quicker at this again. So
I said it just eliminates that gap to the right of the centre.
See how big we go here.
Right
Natalie
here.
Lewis.
Even if she only gets one bowl out, she might get to the jack and push it through. Right. Well, she's kicked the bowl down. I think it's gone outside the rink. Yeah, you see it there on screen. Well done, Nick, with the cameras. Ladies are testing you out here, moving the jack around. But we said that was the high percentage option, and you see he got the jack off the rink. There's well played shot, so we'll replay in number 10. Of course, we have seen some formats already in the state championships, Nick, where under those timed formats we have a respot jack, but no time limit here today, so those dead ends are replayed.
So we might be with you until midnight, who knows?
Always a hot topic of discussion, isn't it? The respot or replayed ends, and I'm sure there is equal amount of people that will argue one side of that debate or the other.
I'll take the respot side, please, Leroy. I love it. I think it brings something else into the competition. You need to cover things. You can't just go belting heads every time something comes up. I know and I enjoy competitions where you can kill ends, and particularly, in my pennant season, I reckon I killed more this year than I have in the rest of my life.
Your drive's getting more accurate, are they?
Yes, that was exactly.
Well done.
That's exactly.
You had lots of practice.
Exactly the reason.
I did see the results of the Jindabyne Grade 4
yes.
site.
Yeah,
I saw you even got dropped for the last round. We were talking about that earlier this morning. And
I got promoted to Women's Carnival, I think you'll find. But no, we've had...
Are you on the recruitment? Can anyone in the comments message in and request a transfer to Jindabyne to play with the great Nick Hind in pennants next year? Are you open to players coming to the club?
It's very selective, our joint. You've got to be able to maintain the current standards. It's...
Do you have to work at the ski fields on the bowls off season as well? Is that part of the player contracts?
We've got some different standards that we maintain at our joint that other clubs may never have heard about. The one where the jack stops on the centre line when you're playing as lead is a good one. You know about that, of course. But no, we've got lots of good things going on at Jindabyne. Lots of good things going on here. As I say, the replay button has been getting an absolute hiding. Anthony Brown's just walked in too. I just want to pull back the curtain for a moment. Andrew Lynn's been streaming from here for the last few days, and Anthony Brown's walked in with some biscuits for us. And we do thank him for that, Brianna. It's fantastic. And I said, I just lobbed them in there. And he's discovered under the desk, Andrew Lynn has a garbage bag full of 2 packs of biscuits. He must have gone and raided every motel room.
He's found all the motels in Dubbo.
In the Dubbo, Macquarie, Midwest region.
See Natasha here, couple down again. She's played well under pressure in other ends, but not quite here. So big chance for the Merrylands ladies here, already holding 2. St John's have left all 4 bowls on this replay 10th end short of the jack. So Chanel's 2 bowls have remained. And Sam trying to add to the count.
Well, we're getting on towards 3 o'clock, and I wonder if Anthony Brown is alongside us. This is probably the time that the grass starts to lose a bit of pace. You reckon, Brownie, 3 o'clock in the afternoon? He's nodding, so...
Depends if he finishes short or long. If his bowls finish short of the jack, yep, the green's losing pace. If he goes too far, the grass is laid down and you're going downwind, down grain.
Downhill, down, yes. There's never excuses in bowls, is there? So, it's Brianna now. Down a bit of a count, but a pretty ordinary one, though. She can improve this, but that's not going to do it. We saw this in this morning's contest between St John's and Bargo, that Bargo Bushrangers had one really loose end, and it cost them 5 shots. But we're seeing here, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bowls already short of jack high. It is 3 o'clock. There's a little bit of cloud coming across, and I suspect that the pace, as we know on grass greens, as we get into the evening, is starting to die. Well, Brianna's gone and clattered off the front there. That's not going to do anything, and other than perhaps putting that pink and green bowl at 2 o'clock in the eye of Natalie Lewis. She's going to just draw around this. This is all down to her speed. Gets past. That's going to be 3. And Merrylands. They're the first of double digits. And probably a little bit disconsolate for the St John's Park crew. They're having just a little bit of a powwow at the back of the rink there, saying, what do we need to improve on? Well, maybe just picking up on a subtle change to the green speed. So, power complete. Matt Lewis and Merrylands lead 11 shots to 7 over Brianna Smith's St John's Park team. This girl's done some damage up front. Chanel, just such a star. Girls watching on next door, they're club mates. It's a Merrylands St John's Park final in the men's triples as well. This looks to be quick from Cindy. Chanel parked the first one pretty close. She's going to improve with the second. Look at this. Oh, wow. You're watching an absolute superstar in Chanel. Cindy Williams here. She's after this. Hangs around. She can get a piece of that first bowl of Chanel's. Going to finish in a great home. Going to give Brianna some options. Sam Noronha now. I'd love to have finished past on the other side of the jack. Turning through pink bolt, Natasha Russell's going to be looking to kick that goal. It's going to be on the tight side as well. Yeah, you can see what Natalie Lewis says. That's the one I want you to beat. I'll tell you what, this has got something to be applauding. It's going to get in and count. Oh, I think Brianna's saying just go it. Yep. Weight, big weight here from Tash Russell. Well, just slides past. A Tash Thunderbolt there. Just missing under the line. She's got plenty of power, Natasha Russell, and you can see she had nasty intentions there. Look at the back of the ring there, big smiles from the girls. Given what we've seen from St John's Park, they've shown their colours. I expect Nat will be looking to get something past Jack High. Well, it's probably 4. How quick's Brianna going to go? Yeah, sensible. That's sensible weight. It's going to be the best for St John's Park. Might cut one out. Maybe as many as 3 shots to Merrylands. That's just missed the line there. You can see she's probably looking to block that hole. Now, if that white bowl had finished in this sort of area, it was probably going to be a nuisance, but as it stands, I haven't seen the exact indication, but it could be as many as 3 or 4. being held currently by Merrylands. So St John's Park, Brianna Smith has some work to do to defend this. So this is a tighter line. Even if she can just flick off that was going to stop around. Not quite. That's going to go through, and it's going to be a collect here for Merrylands. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll have a look at for 5. That's punishing. And we'll see what the result is here. And it is 5, so it's a handful. And Merrylands proving to be a handful in this final. They've got this length working for them. As we see, marching up the rink once again is Chanel. This has become plan A, and how do St John's Park respond? 16-7. There's plenty of time. There's no issues there. 14 ends. There's plenty of time to come back and catch this. 9 shots, though. It looks intimidating. It feels intimidating, particularly when you've got the calibre of Chanel, Sam, and Nat representing Merrylands, particularly when they're leading up like this. Cindy Williams. She started so well. Feel as though Brianna needs her. To start just doing a little bit of damage. Well, this looks to be pretty good again from Chanel. Yeah, this is amazing leading. Park 2, a couple of feet behind. Great to be bringing you these pictures wherever you're watching around Australia or around the world. Nick Hind is my name. It's fantastic to have your company with us here on the Bowls New South Wales YouTube channel. Cindy Williams, she's got down. That's good. Needed that. This is the final of the women's state triples. The winners of this will, of course, be representing New South Wales at the 2027 Nationals in Perth. And, well, what a response there from Sammy. Draws down, sits just in front of Jack High. Natasha Russell, she's been asked to respond. Give me the same bowl. Give me the replay button. Well, and I like the call here from Nat. Play this on your forehand with confidence. Turn it over. If you miss, you've got get down to the blue and the pink. They're both away. And Samantha Noronha. Feel this is on a slightly too tight a line. Intent was good though. One roll out of her own, getting down to the blue and the pink. Now Natasha doesn't have to do much. Try that shot again. Let's try the replay button again. Look at that. Good shooting all round here from the players. See here, Natasha Russell. She's just gone through the gap between the dark purple bowl of Sam Noronha. Dials the weight back perfectly. Gets a nose on it. Front toucher. Brilliantly done. Now Natalie Lewis. It's a fairly big target here. The inside part of the Sisters Bowl will get a result. Just got the middle of it. But there's a heap waiting to catch at the back of the rink. So Brianna's going to look to get down and defend against that. Well, the best defence might be attack here. It's got the jack moving and probably changes the angle, so it's not necessarily so good for St John's Park. Hit the replay button again. This is unbelievable bowls here from all these girls. Go back live. Lee Stinson's jumped back in. I assume that was a Bowls Link related query, was it, Lee Stinson?
Bowls Link assistance for a few of the members, and the scoreline wasn't this big when I left, Nick, so I've missed a couple of exciting ends in favour of the Merrylands crew.
Kira's asked for hot shots already, is she? You might need a few more USB sticks to come over this way, Kira O'Shea. I've hit that button 40 or 50 times this game. It has been unbelievable. Stand by, I'll get you something. We're going to finish this end first. Yeah, you're exactly right, Lee Stinson. There was a 5 collected on the last end, but it was a bit of a loose one from St John's Park. And we saw in this morning's men's triples semi-final that Bargo, they all went to sleep on one end, and that was costly. But it is currently 2 to St John's. Don't want this jack to be moving. Well, she's going to go close to drawing a third here.
It's a great attempt, isn't it? As you said, didn't want to come up there too forcefully, so on the careful side of drawing. Natasha desperately looking to try and get more than 2.
Well, there's an argument.
Going to go to the tape for the back one. Yeah.
There's an argument there. We'll see what the outcome is. I'll spin the ticker around. Lee, you can check out what's going on in the other contests.
Scores, as you see, Merrylands Mason Lewis trio 17-3 in front of St John's Park there. Big result for the Merrylands men at the moment. Tony Shoebridge, Butto Bay, couple in front, halfway stage against Terry Water from Harbord. Chrissy Myers just in front of Lorraine from Tarrant Point. Just 21 ends in the senior ladies, and Stewart's Point narrow lead there after 11 ends, 10 shots to 6 over Noel the Fox Rains from Gilgandra.
So it's Noel the Fox, right? You must know him.
Fox, yes.
You know him well then. So it was only 2 shots there to St John's Park.
Ladies just came together there, Nick, just for a bit of a mid-pitch discussion. We'll see what they've established as the length. The mat, only a metre and a half or so from the tee at the club end, and similar distance with the jack at our far end from our vantage point. So stretched it out a little bit. And for those few ends that I did see, Chanel has had the better of the leads battle, so important that Cindy can string a few bowls together here. I feel, Nick, they're...
Oh, hello, is there an echo in here? I know you missed what I just said on the last end, but you're exactly right. Cindy Williams needs to go with Chanel. There's been a lot of pressure applied to Tash and to Brianna, and it's been brought about by this high quality stand of leading, and once again, I mean, I'll hit the replay button because that wasn't a toucher, right? Like that's how infrequently she's missing. Cindy needs to find her length, I think. This looks to be a good correction. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well played, Cindy. Just short of Jack Eye, but we'll take that given where her first bowl landed. It's We can see a multiple count coming up next door for the Ben Twist rink. So that'll get things a little bit closer there as Chanel just tries to reach up here. Oh, that confident draw, sitting bowl, trailing jack. Just misses, but despite holding shot, this standard of play, Nick, I think I'd rather be in the Merrylands position there with a couple of bowls around it and the back position. Those jack-eye shots are just so vulnerable with these good players.
Yeah, second, third, and a good, good catching second and third. Well, particularly at the back of the rink, as you say, that jack-eye bowl. You need to get some movement on the bowl or the shot if you're St John's Park, or on the jack to defend against it. You feel as though Merrylands are good enough to do that, so you're going to have to beat them to it.
Probably just underweight, I would suggest, even though that's finished a bowl or so past Jack High. She'll want to have played with metre or so past. So probably picked the line she wanted, just underplayed it. And Natasha trying to hang in there. There's a couple of things to sit on if she can change these angles and get one past.
That's much better.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sits it a lot better. Thought the ladies might be inclined to switch over here from Merrylands. That bowl at Jack High or just past now with the one coming in, but they're going to stay forehand side, the wider part of the green. You often play to that side where the bowl sitting to the jack, Nick, don't you? That just looks visually a lot better. To sit the bowl just on the wider side of the jack, so right to left is where we're viewing at the moment.
Yeah, it feels like it's a bigger target with how things are swinging back. You know, if you visualise things on an angle as they are, what's the bigger way to hit it? And as I say, the backhand's probably the bigger way to get it. But
they might have a favoured side of the green depending on how they've been playing so far. And I'm sure they're talking about getting one just past here. Love to see Bree draw another one in there and change the angles up.
At the back of the rink, there is that last Sam Noronha bowl, and that's something that's going to be quite valuable if there is a little bit more weight opted. Turn you back up.
So Bree's out on that nice line, and it is going to slip past Jack. So absolutely in a good home with that vulnerable Jack High bowl. So I haven't seen too many ends here, Nick, but I'm going to suggest this left side is a more favourable hand because, as I said, visually that shot looks a backhand, but they are potentially trusting that side of the green a little bit more to play down on the forehand to sit or trail. Now she's got that positional bowl. Bree needs to take metre and a half of weight off and try and draw another counter. Same line, less weight, slightly inside her first line.
Well, she's pretty energetic about this one.
Played it with perfect weight. Yeah, well played, Brianna. Hold a couple. They can both be removed, as you alluded to earlier on. I think Merrylands do have the deepest bowl on the green. There's a slight chance, I guess, that the two Merrylands nearest bowls could go. The two bowls of Chanel. One closest to centre line, about a metre past, and the one sort of Jack High to the right. She missed with weight and got those two out. It would be a big number for the Saints. So
this is
get the bowls or the high side for the Jack. She's missing, if anything, on the good side.
Well, she bounced it. That's unlucky.
Kick the Jack out to that first Cindy Williams bowl. So we know it will be the Saints that are getting a multiple there. Brianna's last one will still be second shot.
Well, as they're rolling them out, we'll have a look at this again.
Missed on the right side, though. Couldn't get underneath to get anywhere near her own bowl, so had to be the shot bowls, or if wide was okay onto the Jack. Oh, that's an inch away from getting the Jack in the middle through to for a couple of shots at the back of the rink. As we see a long measure for third shot. So the Saints into double figures. How far do they go? And just going to double check the original measure. And saying, well, I've had a go at that end. Do you have a go?
I suspect there'll be an umpire getting called before too long here, LS.
I don't mind this though. Like, if you're the one on the jack, you can't really see the inside, and it is 3. So I don't mind that from Sam. You don't necessarily have to exactly believe. If you can't see, you don't necessarily have to just believe what your opponent is telling you. She would have been a good couple of metres away from that, and given how close that was, she wanted to just double check for herself, and I think that's fair enough.
No objections from me. I think you're entitled to be confident about whatever decision is made. So
16-12. So it was that good second bowl from Cindy Williams that just set things up for her team, and that led to a good outcome, and really needs to go again. Of course, great players all round. This young lady on the mat now, our current New South Wales Women's Champion of Champion singles winner, and well experienced here at Dubbo too, Nick, as you see those other scores from our respective triples finals come through on the bottom of your screen. But of course, with many junior events being held out here at Club Dubbo over the past few seasons, Shell's had quite a bit of experience on these greens.
this looks like an improvement again from Cindy. We've called for her to lift. She might have the earpiece in, least instance. She's heard us.
Played well. Probably alluded to it already, Nick, but Cindy Williams a sub in this team. Unfortunately, Dawn Heyman a late withdrawal from this side. So Cindy, by virtue of not competing in any triples discipline at region level, even though she was eligible to do so for the Saints, but didn't line up in the women's or reserve triples. She was able to take that spot as a sub.
Come off the bench and you're in a state final. How good.
So, very big hello to you, Dawn, if you are watching back on, as Natasha, a lovely draw shot there.
Well,
right behind the jack. Accomplished bowler herself, of course, had some representative matches with New Zealand squads over the past few seasons.
Pretty close here from Sam. She can get down and land this. Look at this, Leroy. Wow. Just the standard here has been just out of this world. She's going to go close again here, Natasha.
Just needs to
get
back to the right part of this bowl. Turn it past her own. Well played.
Stop it, it's starting to hurt.
Shot there, but it's still well and truly available for Sam Noronha. No need to be shy of this. Try and get all the way through. So many options in your favour. Well, I think we can say at this level, Nick should be pretty disappointed with that one to not reach.
Particularly after the first, right? Like, you know where it is with the first one. You have to get there and do it again. And you can see she's looking a bit down the dumps there. Dawn Heyman has jumped on. I'm watching, cheering on my girls all the way. Go Saints. And Danny reckons Natasha has a very similar action to Dawn Heyman, and I can see that. There's certainly some similarities in very compact, short delivery.
Of course, Dawn was an absolute star of the state championships last time we were in Dubbo. Just won the 4 state titles that year.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago. I'm missing you this year, Dawn, but I know you're prepping and getting ready for your Com Games experience. Just a few weeks until the Jackaroos depart to head out to Glasgow. So wish you all the best, Dawn, and great to see that you jumped on to support your teammates here in the final. There's Brianna holding shot at the moment, just trying to carefully draw up. Just puts another one in the eye line, but great opportunity here for Nat. She can flick out the two bowls belonging to Natasha Russell, those two light blue. She's got deepest bowl in the rink as well if she trails the jack.
Well, something just like this, you reckon? Got one out. Not quite. I think the word carefully there from Brianna was the key there from you, Lee. The catches weren't looking so favourable. This is looking a little bit better now. I think she can draw it with some more confidence.
Still just can't afford really to get hold of the jack. Got a situation where she wants another one in amongst the area, but would love a bowl bottom right of screen as well. So play it up. She might trail the jack down the line to Natasha's other bowl. Oh, catches the wrong side.
Yeah, that was the only risk.
Two down. A couple to the Merrylands ladies. As we said, she wanted one bottom right and she wanted another close one. Unfortunately, she just got a bit of the jack. If she goes one bowl narrower than that, she falls into a perfect position. A couple of shots there to Merrylands, and with that set up there at the moment, this will be relatively careful here as well. Well, the ladies looking, it might be pretty close there for second.
Yeah, that's my suggestion, is that the girls are having a good look at that, because second shot isn't a guarantee. There's lots of favourable edges, though, coming in on that forehand again, Lee. Do you like that still?
It's going to be hard to give a shot away. I think even if she got the outside part of Brianna's bowl, that one that's standing on its edge, just past the tee, even if she did that and kicked it across to the right where the jack is, you would have to think that the jack still goes across even further in their favour. So pretty hard to give shot away. She can just draw under it or turn that bowl through a couple to guarantee a multiple. She's trying pretty hard here, Nick.
Well, this is a little bit of punchy weight almost, isn't it, Lee?
Well, even if she slides the jack out herself.
Oh, this is
it kicks it out to the side. Well, that guarantees the second one. So if it wasn't two beforehand, it certainly is now. She was in the area to exactly what she was talking about, so we'll never know if it was one or two, but it's a slightly unfortunate result there for Bree. Of course, our mixed pairs champion was Brianna from a few days ago. Back to back for herself and Ben Twist. See Ben there on the mat on the neighbouring rink. Some experienced Dubbo campaigners on that rink as well. Nick, I know. Anthony's confirmation. I think Ben Twist, is he a former winner of your international fours? Anthony Brown, he is, yeah. Ben part of that. And of course, I'm going to suggest on that exact same rink 2 years ago, Heath Lewis and Jack McShane won this exact same event, the men's state triples, alongside Tom Rich.
Yep. I've already done that.
So I give you all my notes at the start of the day.
It's remarkable what you miss when you're not here.
So he was nearly in that exact same spot against Tarrant Point. Bit of a thrilling final that was 2 years ago. Came right down to the wire. Jack getting the better of the Dave Axon rink there as we come back to play, and both ladies just finishing in behind, and Chanel absolutely nails the correction. They're the ones you want, Nick, aren't they? Those counters just in front on the centre line. You obstruct that view of the jack for your opponents.
Particularly when you've already got the one behind it covered as well. You know, it makes it very tricky.
It's hard to judge depth when you can't have a good view of the jack yourself.
That was a good effort, though, from Sydney. Good speed.
See, yeah, Nat saying there, we've got a pretty good one. Happy for you to draw either hand, but don't cross centre line, whichever way you play. Let's draw a counter on the high side. Don't want you getting in there and touching the jack on moving our bowl off the line.
Just wants to simmer now. Gets back. That does do sort of the same thing as what she might have done on the backhand there, Lee. So maybe second prize for Sam Noronha.
Natasha's skating through. Guarantees second shot for her team. Just a metre less weight here for both ladies with their second bowl. Plenty of room. Bit of a buzzing behind us too, Nick. Plenty of players starting to arrive for pairs action tomorrow. We're putting in a request for those that have control to put on some good weather for us for the pairs play. The forecast, not as ideal as we would like, but let's see what we get tomorrow as Sam draws in a pretty good second bowl there.
Yeah.
It does provide a visual, though, for Natasha. Doesn't want the gap.
And gave us seats too, which she would have been disappointed with, but left a big enough gate that Tash goes skating through there. I think they're looking at covering the trail here. The twins.
I'm not 100% sure that the trail is on unless it's absolutely perfect. I'd be on my forehand here, Nick, left-hand side of screen, trying to draw a shot or turn that through. So probably trying to draw to the blue bowl on the centre line at the back of the rink. Draw to that bowl. If you're just around your own, that's great. If you turn your own bowl in behind, that's great. She has opted to leave that there and try and cover. Doesn't want to change these angles and flip this up at the front. Well, I think we'll see it. We saw the head go down.
Whoops.
That was the danger. They didn't want to play across the line, just wanted to finish wide of centre.
And Brianna's immediately indicated that I'm going to be on that sort of a track.
I think that's a pretty good guess, Nick. Up and at it.
Yeah.
Great to see you've got your pen licence too, mate. You've Andrew Lynn signed you off to be able to use the drawing pen on screen.
It's remarkable that he did that.
Dean and I haven't been afforded that privilege yet. We're still on crayons and pencils at the moment.
And lucky to have those.
There's Brianna. Very similar line to what you said. Trying to get the jack. See where it goes from there.
Got it moving and got it nowhere.
It is.
Well, it's a couple of really unlucky weighted shots in the last few ends, Lee. We've seen the jack go springing forward. We've seen Brianna, she's only just got the faintest edge of that. And let's have a look at that on the replay. You can see what she was looking for. Once again, if she's an inch further to the left, she'll guts that jack and it'll go straight to the back of the rink. As it is, just a little
catches
feather
on that
across.
blue bowl, doesn't it?
Yeah. And with how that jack's sitting now,
similar thing. You see where the ladies are standing there. Sam indicating where she'd like to be. If she's a bowl narrower that, she can turn their own dark blue one past the jack, trying to reduce that target.
Yeah, almost.
It's big weight again for Bree when she gets on the mat. It's just trying to eliminate these angles. Yeah. Turn this blue one down and around the corner. She's played it well. She's going to draw the shot. Oh. Amazing what you can do. She's just trying to draw to an area there just wide and happens to draw the perfect shot. So no mucking around here, Bree. That probably helps because it does open up angles for the kill now. If she gets through that pink bowl of Chanel's at the front, she will go out past. Yeah, absolutely.
That, so you can get a kind edge off the white. She's tight through the pink. I think you're 4 down. This is not something that every player would go for, but you're not drawing this off, and
and there's three or four bowl with target where things can work in your favour. The outside of the white bowl even can carry them across to the jack. So plenty of options here for Brianna. Just doesn't want it centre and run through. Oh.
Needed to have more pace to get an outcome.
Just got bowl to bowl instead of bowl to jack, didn't she? So 4 shots to Merrylands, and we may have seen an end there, Nick, that the Saints girls will rue going forward. Just had the rub of the green go against them, haven't they, the last couple of ends? Remember back in the same direction 2 ends ago, Brianna so close to a good draw shot, but unfortunately just kicked the jack across for 1 or 2 down. And then that one there, 2 goes at the jack. She was in the area both times, moved the jack twice, but didn't get it far enough, so loses a 4, and all of a sudden 10 the difference with 10 to play.
And it's been the big scores that have been cruel as Chanel just monotonously opens up with another toucher. But yeah, the St John's Park in the last half dozen ends or so have dropped a 3, a 5, a 2 and a 4. You know, that
nearly got a full Yahtzee there. They can get a 1 in there as well.
Yeah, well, it's hit for the cycle. But that's the pressure that's being applied. You know, the consistency of the twins, the absolutely elite leading from Chanel, and it's forcing Brianna Smith and Tash Russell to play some perhaps lower percentage shots to try to turn these heads over and get better results. Bring the ticker through again here so we can keep up to date.
Where are we up to in the other games here? See Mason Lewis 19-7, 12 in front with 10 ends to go in that game. Of course, Merrylands and St John's in both our men's and women's finals. There's a good bowl there from Sydney, just open things up. Central Coast, Baddo Bay, narrow lead over Metro Northeast. Senior men's. It's the Northwest South Tamworth crew, a couple in front of Metro Southeast.
And your man from Gilgandra is caught up.
The Fox Knoll Range just 2 behind. Mid-North Coast, George Botfield. Looking forward to that presentation and the pronunciation of one of George's teammates.
And Andrew had it on a string. Have you got him coming along for...
I could even a voice over the presentation from afar.
Algob Halachajan?
H is the man, I'm told.
H is already our state match committee chair, isn't he?
Yeah, this is true. So, Tash, right on line, half a metre short. So a couple there for the Merrylands Magic. There's Sam asked for one of these bowls again to try and draw a shot without crossing the line. Just out towards that shadow and around Natasha's bowl. It slips past. That's okay. No extra target there to play to. And Tasha's trying to get past her first bowl.
See Brianna just calling for that one to chill. Simmer out a little bit. She's going to get down and be third. Back of the rink's interesting now, though, Lynn.
They've got plenty of thirds there. The Saints girls.
Not much doing for them, though, at the back of the rink. That's Chanel and Sam Noronha under the number 6. And so... really... Jack movement's not going to be ideal.
She's trying to beat that last bowl here for Natalie. If it gets up to T weight, she's going to count.
Maybe. Confident maybe from me.
You just got to pick your hand that you like here, Bree. Options either side. Pick your hand. Full draw. Try and trail the jack 2 feet. Oh. You've got a couple of bowls coming in. If you make contact either way, you can use either edge of those to assist you. But
it looked as though she was looking to go and play that sort of shot, Leroy.
Yeah, 2 feet of weight, either hand. Use your bowl coming in either way. outside, inside edge. If you're a bit wide, you get a flick off the white one as well. Good, confident draw shot here. If you find the gap twice, well, that's just bad luck.
Oh, she's going to get through Natasha Russell.
Boulder Jack. Yeah, well played.
Yep.
Brianna, how far has it gone compared to some of those back ones? There's a couple of Merrylands bowls just out of that original shot.
Oh, it's a good angle here to see. And one down was the call from Sam Noronha.
Played it well. From a St John's point of view, the Jack's gone 3 or 4 inches further than they would have liked, but if they've got shot, they've done what they needed to do. And on an attacking line for the shot bowl is Natalie Lewis. What happens here is it squeezes through. It does.
Well,
Little squeeze and run on. And you saw the hand of apology go up from the ladies, and must feel demoralising on the rink for the Saints ladies when you've had that bit of bad luck go against you for a couple of ends, to then have your opposition get that result like that where they've run through. Didn't quite catch how far our shot bowl is away from the Jack, but it must be extremely close, if not unbeatable.
So, well, the two that are on the bank, are on the rink still there. The other shots. There is no toucher in the ditch at the moment.
Oh, he got caught on the stuff at the back, did it?
Yeah.
Okay, oh, there it is. Yeah, that's that toucher on green.
So, for
it needs
Brianna,
to hold past the front stuff and then slow. It's a hard job. Does it pull up?
No.
Well, it does there. With a bit of assistance, but unfortunately goes through. So we'll see a couple of shots there for Merrylands, and they may have done enough for a decisive lead here.
Yeah, one feels this might be, while there is still 9 ends to play, there's going to need to be a big reversal in fortunes if St John's Park are going to come back and claim victory here. I don't want to write anybody off just yet because there's so much class on this green, but really it's been just relentless pressure from Merrylands, who are setting themselves up for a potential whitewash here in the state pairs.
Yeah, men's and women's double as Chanel Chakouch
told
being
you.
right on the Jack again.
I'm only hitting the replay button when she misses. It's just remarkable.
Well, hard to do now, Nick, but state of the game, you've got that big lead. Don't open it up for yourself. You've got an amazing one shot there at the moment. Just race them to the back of the rink. Jump in behind. Add a metre to your last. Yeah, great call there from Nat. Straight onto that. Just get past. Race to the back of the rink here. The Jack's not going forward the way it currently sits.
Yeah,
Well, we'll call it for what it is. That's a disappointing. She won't be as happy with that. Got to be to that shot bowl or pass. You see Breeze saying that weight, 2 or 3 feet away, make contact. But if you miss on the heavier side. Scores coming through again. Great update on our finals across the multiple greens here at Club Dubbo. 25 ends in all of these disciplines, except for that one on screen. The senior ladies just 21 end match there. So South Tamworth 3 in front with 6 to play. Others just have a little bit longer still to run. As Sam asked to fall in behind and played this very well. As good as a toucher.
That's hat off from me. She's playing it that good.
So saw Cindy pulling up short with her second one. Tash, I'm sure, with her experience, will be onto or past.
She's onto it all right, Leroy.
Little flicks enough.
Well, is it? Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Brianna
well
Smith claims it. Well, now though, but I mean, it's still so well set up for Merrylands. Your forehand, you're tight to the shot bowl, you through your own pink at the front.
If she can get that shot bowl just on the centre line side, she falls in behind the Jack. It is set up exceptionally well. Well, as they going to run up again.
This is the advantage of having great positional bowls, isn't it?
It's one shot for the Saints, but They know they have to move something here. They can't leave that there for 2 more attempts from Natalie.
Lonely one.
You can afford now with a couple of bowls still to go to potentially give the shot away at the moment with view of getting it back later on. Tash played that very well weighted, and that will help Brianna. That gives her a little bit of bonus there in case the jack spits out. So Natalie has that shot bowl to sit through and stay. As we said, if she just gets it slightly on the centre line side of centre, Nick, and drops down in behind the jack, you can nearly have a 1-bowl target almost with four bowls lined up.
Yeah, makes it very tricky. Let's see what Natalie does here. She's reaching up. She's going to look to see if she can plant this pink bowl and get that out of the head. There's the wrong edge of it.
Touched it. Just flicked it going past. I think it's just rocked back to the same spot. So
little wobble.
Little wobble going by.
So
we'll see how Brianna plays this. I think she has to try and draw the jack to Natasha's last bowl. As I said, if things go bad with this one, she has another one, but you have to expect your opponent to make that shot, especially considering how close Natalie went with the first.
And there's other ways to win as well. Like you get through that tight, and you get a win if you're Natalie Lewis, if you're Merrylands. She needs this to turn now, really dig in.
Unfortunately, she potentially has made it a quarter or half a bowl better target. Well, Natalie, it's still there for you. You went so close. I know it may look in your way, but it's not in your way to get where you want to get on the shot bowl.
Yeah, just going to come for a wander. Have a good look.
Just saw a couple of our live stream competitors for tomorrow's match arrive at the venue, Nick. And, of course, as we mentioned earlier, we're into pairs discipline tomorrow afternoon. And first up,
yeah, what a game.
Maitland City, Mark Bender and Brody Pitham to play Cabramatta's Nick Cale and Carl Healy. First up tomorrow, and we talk about section of death.
Oh.
The other two teams in that section, I give you Michael Thorne and Harley McDonald from Bargo, and Matthew Bouse and Jay by Norris from Raymond Terrace. So whichever one of those 4 teams makes it through to semi-final day, they will be in red-hot form to get through that section.
Good luck.
And of course, at state championship level, there's no easier games, but that on paper appears to be a incredibly tough section with state and international players.
Darts coordinators.
Little through, yeah, the darts. I did see the Raymond Terrace darts coordinator here at the venue earlier on. So the girls have had a talk, and it is the same hand. I'm glad to see that. Don't overthink it. The shot's still there.
Oh, she's played it even better too.
Just
Lee.
the centre line side of centre and fall in behind. Yeah,
yes.
Well played. So, back yourself again, Bree, down that same side. The angles can draw to the white bowl forehand, but pick the hand you're confident in and use the angles to your advantage.
The thing that's going to be in her head on that backhand side is that she did trail it away to the opposition only a couple of ends ago, and that started this bad run. I wonder whether that's not going to play on her mind and say, well, last time I did
that was in the same opposite direction.
Yeah.
So I hope she's not too worried about that.
Wow.
Maybe she's walking back to the mat, and she sees that.
But I'm just it does play on your mind, doesn't it? If she played a shot.
Hard to tell exactly how many down she is. I'm not sure what number Brianna's first bowl is, but I'm going to suggest it's at least 2, Nick. You would assume the pink and the white bowl are the 2 nearest. The 2 dark blues may count, but it's hard to tell at the moment. So hard to get too much worse than what it is, and 12 behind.
You've got to play for it, right?
Yeah, 9 ends to play. You need to try and make shot.
Yeah, don't have to go for a silly multiple. You don't have to try to kill it.
The forehand runner, like the 2 bowls on the centre line there, like you could play massive weight and try and clear out, those two onto the white, onto the back one as well. Try that. Does she have that massive weight in her arsenal to try and play that shot?
Yeah,
She could draw on a forehand to that white bowl, falling off that to count. Or she can play just over draw on a forehand, anywhere up to a metre, metre and a half even. And either edge of her own bowl. Kick the jack over to the light blue of Natasha's there, left of that pack. So, there's a chance if she whacks that blue one as well, that the blue...
Well,
there is
that one at the back of the rink as well, which might be worthy of consideration. But
we catch it there from behind. If she hits that blue one, with that drive option that we looked at before, Nick, the dark blue is probably going directly across to Brianna's bowl. So even though the blue would hit the pink onto the white, they're all lined up as we can see, the blue is likely going right-hand side straight into Brianna's. So maybe the kill off her own bowl.
Well, it is weight.
She's missed the first one. Does she catch a couple of the back ones? Not quite.
Gets the little cannon there.
So she probably got the bowl that was furthest away. So we're going to suggest it's at least two. Might just depend whether that dark blue one on the centre line counts. So one taken away. I think this second one will be conceded. No, not quite. Good on you, Tash. Glad to see you not giving anything away. The old you want 'em, you measure 'em theory. The 24-12 score you see on screen is going to increase in Merrylands' favour. Second one removed.
And the other thing that's going to go in Merrylands' favour here is one more end's going to come off. There's going to be 8 ends now to chase down 15 shots. We're getting up to 2 and over territory. This is difficult.
Well, if there is a game, well, obviously singles, but you do see a lot of momentum swings in 2-bowl triples, and it's amazing the scores you can get. Talking to someone in the venue here earlier today, you do see often more multiples in the 6-bowl game than you do in the 8-bowl fours game. You've got 2 very good draw bowlers up front for you and a skip that can play conversion shots when needed. I think that's my formula to success in the 2-bowl triples game. Unfortunately, Nick, I haven't been good enough to be one of the 2 good draw bowlers up front or the skip with the good conversion shots at the back end. Still trying to find my place in the team. They can't hide me in this triples like they can in the fours.
Yeah, cutting oranges, maybe, Leroy. I'll tell you what, this has just been monotonous, though. If we did a super cut, and I wouldn't suggest that Kia O'Shea has to go and do this, but just every first bowl of Chanel in this game, it's going to be front toucher, front toucher, front toucher. It's incredible.
It's one of the stats I'd love to see introduced into our sport. Obviously, take a little bit of work to maintain it across the game. But that proximity to the jack of the leads bowls tells such a story. As you know, Nick, the difference between holding 2 when you're a metre and a half away versus holding 2 really close bowls like Chanel has there at the moment. As Cindy tries to reach up just over the draw, is hopefully going to pull up at the back of the rink. Brenner hoping that it does, urging it to stop. Yeah, got the thumbs up. Once again, it's a race to move this. Merrylands just minor movement of bowl or jack to cut that angle away, and St John's trying to trail the jack a bit further. This could be telling here for the Saints. The option to... I think they're going to take the punt now, Nick. Try and trail it past that bottom bowl of screen.
Potentially just run it straight into the number, Leroy. You reckon?
I'd probably play the weight to stay on, but I know that's so perfect. They did go big weight. Just don't clear your own out. Well, that may have got both bowls, did it?
It did, yeah. Everything
both bowls look like that as angles were there. Be one of the reasons I mightn't have gone as big. Just tried to play the trail or sit and stay, like a couple there to sit on. But you play what you think you can get. They liked the bigger weight, so went after it. Good aggressive play. That was a chance to hold a number, and they do need to make some numbers.
Well,
yeah, well played. Taking it. That's
away,
a perfect
though.
shot. Cannot play that bowl any better, Sam Noronha. Natalie Lewis looks like she's calling out for one of the Merrylands staff to bring her some more toucher spray. Where's Anthony? Has he got a bowl shop here to supply more spray chalk to the team?
All the ones that he didn't sell at Women's Carnival, you reckon?
Yeah, that's right. Oh, Tash, great effort.
From drive to draw, you can't do much better than that. And it's good shooting, but is it too little too late? Somebody's saying he did all right a few years ago in the State Triples League. What happened there?
Well, you might find this hard to believe, Nick, and for those who have heard me on commentary before, but that was a runner-up finish on that occasion. That might be being mentioned there, and against one of the gentlemen that's likely to win the men's triples final here this afternoon. As we see Natalie trying to sit that last ball out. Played the right weight, just missed underneath. Yes, the year the state championships were at Fig Tree. Great. Trevor Gillis in sub for Aaron Spears. Myself and Craig Roberts went down in the final to Michael Phillips, Heath Lewis, who's out there today, and dashing Darren Morrison. Well beaten in that final, too, as Brianna finds the gap. Well, it's not her afternoon at the moment, especially these last few ends.
It's found a few holes, and I think it probably speaks to how the game's gone. St John's Park have had to play a few lower percentage shots, and with lower percentage shots, you get lower percentage outcomes.
I'm not quite sure who shot here at the moment, Nick. There is a small forehand trail available to try and make three. Sit the bowl through the gap, but I think can just trail the jack. Any movement on the forehand side underneath that pink bowl would do it. We'll see. We just didn't get an indication from the players down on green as to who was holding shot at the moment. Is it the one nearest Jack Eye, or is it the one nearest the centre line? Brianna trying to move this bowl and stay. Oh, just gets under it. So we'll find out from our players as they both jump in for a look, and it's 1 to St John's Park.
7 ends to shoot.
Probably suggests they have to win all of those, or plenty of big scores if they're not going to win all of them.
Yeah, you can see the body language from Brianna. It's a little bit less positive now than it was maybe at the start of the game, and I think it's just symptomatic of the pressure that's been applied throughout from Merrylands. They have been absolutely ruthless, the girls, and
You've got to try one of the two extremes, so they're going for it with the max distance. I think it was this or Matt back and short jack, given that Chanel has had the mat up on many occasions. So just at least provide a different viewing perspective from the mat, especially for those players who look on the bank for marks on their aiming line. Just show them something different. But as well as the jack roll, you need to throw the pressure on. So Chanel jumps on the mat, basically free rein at this.
And at maximum length. See if she can just go and donk one on like she's been doing on the little lengths.
Oh. Well, these are the ones too, Nick. If you can get in there first.
You don't mind.
You do get in first. That's why I like this tactic from the Saints. Like, generally speaking, you are going to have more shorter bowls on these longer jacks. It goes without saying. So if you can get in there, often your shot bowls can be protected and harder to get to. So sometimes the best way to make a number. He just wants to miss. Well, it's going to sneak down to a workable position. for her teammates.
It's been going back through the card, but this game was pretty close. St John's got within 6 after 13 ends, but since that time it's gone 2-4-2-3 to Merrylands, who've just shown their class.
Yeah, a couple of big clumps of scores there, wasn't there? 8-7 after 9 ends, and then they scored 3 and a 5, so 8 shots just blew the lead out. A couple of ends back to the Saints, but yeah, as you say, right, 11 shots now in 4 ends. Those couple of big clumps of scores are proving the difference at the moment as Natasha just falls into the ditch. So see if we play up to this. Even if she does trail the jack for 1 down, it's not the worst result. She can fall back onto centre line. She'll block things. Well, draws another counter. Holding 3. Once again. Familiar story for the ladies this afternoon. They've played very, very well. As Tash with a better weighted bowl here with a second attempt.
This is a better everything bowl, Leroy. Super shot.
Well played.
Match situation sort of dictates, though, that these ones aren't going to do enough. It is 2 and over just to get within sort of throwing distance, spitting distance. So the other difficult thing is, of course, hanging on to them. Well, that's worked out for
that's
Sam.
as good as anything. It's split the 2 Saints bowls up inadvertently, but
and
it means the max score you would think for St John's Park, even with 2 perfect bowls, is going to be a 3. So, Brianna, just go down, try and draw as close as you possibly can and see what happens from there. And of course, if she fails with a couple of attempts here, then Natalie's going to have a shot to potentially win the game by removing that shot bowl. Second shot, who does that belong to, Nick? Merrylands?
Second shot is Merrylands.
Third shot?
Third shot, Merrylands.
Fourth?
Merrylands.
Fifth?
Yeah.
So,
very lonely there, Natasha Russell. And we've said this a few times today, St John's Park just haven't had the numbers in the head to dictate terms.
So, Bree, draw as close as you can. So, she's worried about the speed here. Doesn't pull up in time.
I wouldn't be so worried about that. She gave it a chance.
Terrific effort. Sometimes you could get the halve that bowl on the outside and just rumble into count. Didn't quite work out, just found clean air. So, I think a soft attempt from Natalie with the first. I'd be only trying to turn that shot bowl once or twice here at the most. Just feather the jack to the right of screen. You don't want to push bowl onto jack down to the back of the rink where the Saints sort of own that pocket down towards the ditch. So nothing too aggressive. Roll the bowl once or twice here.
That's the sort of speed you like, Lee.
I did like that with the first anyway, and just see how things develop.
Brianna had the line.
She's just heavy again,
tidy.
she feels. Urging it to pull up again.
Well,
does she stop? Well, she did get that halve in. That's what we said on the last one. So, I'm surprised if they don't change to the backhand side now. Nick, they don't want to get Brianna's onto the jack. So, that bowl of Chanel's, it's right across the tee. The pink with the blue swirl. Either side of that one.
Inside and in, outside and chip it in.
Correct.
Yep.
Only result that's bad is to turn Brianna's onto the jack. So if you're out on this line, which he is, he's going to be no worse than 2 down and with a massive chance of getting shot.
Oh.
Wow, what a great attempt. Good bowls from both our skips, but it is the Saints that do get that 2. Nothing needed. So 6 more of those and we'll have a extra end.
Yes. That'll bring the fans back.
As we see some of the scores from our other matches start to filter on through down the bottom of your screen.
Oh, do we now? I haven't even hit the button yet, Lee.
I was trying to give you a long lead in.
Oh,
You're in camera switching and all, but yeah, 23-8, Jack McShane in front of Ben Twist.
I suspect they'll be
So
shaking
that
hands
senior
very
men's
shortly.
pairs, 14 all after 18 ends. Tony Shoebridge and Terry Warder. Chrissy Myers, 16-15 in front of Lorraine York. 3 ends to go. And Stewart's Point, 8 in front with 8 to play. George Botfield over Noel Rains. So, of course, if you want further updates than what is coming on screen, those end-by-end scores are available on the BowlsLink results portal, either via your desktop or on the BowlsLink app. Search for Bowls New South Wales and the State Championships page, and you can go into each and every one of those matches and see those end-by-end scores coming through with the player input. And probably already mentioned it, Nick, but a big thanks to all of our competitors who are utilising the competitor device scoring, for many of them for the first time in their bowls journey. And we are working with them along the way for assistance, and we're certainly first to admit to Nick that there are some improvements to come in future developments, and we're making note of all of those to provide some feedback to our app developers and to Bowls Australia. We want the experience for the players utilising device scoring to be as best as possible. So we are working and taking notes and provide some information back to the powers that be following our state championships to improve what is a good system to become a great one, because certainly the future, and as we saw in many other events and comments that have come through, the ability to see end-by-end results, and I'm sure there's plenty of people watching on in some of those clubs that are in these other state finals, Nick, that are wanting to see, if you're at South Tamworth or Stewart's Point or any one of our finalists, that you can see those end-by-end scores even if you're not here in Dubbo at the venue.
I didn't say all of that, Lee, but yes, you're exactly right. I echo your sentiments. No, it's been fantastic, and it's credit to the players, and as an initiative, the outputs that come from doing this make our game so much more accessible to everyone, wherever you are around Australia or around the world. It's Nick Hind and Lee Stinson here at the TAB State Championships. It's the women's triples final, and it's St John's Park needing something just short of a miracle to come back in. It's 2 and over required. And against this Merrylands team, who have been clinical, Leroy, it looks a long odds task to do this.
Saints currently with 1, and they do own a couple of bowls at the back of the rink. It's the kind of end, we know the Saints girls are trying to get as close as they possibly can here, but they have been given a small window of opportunity by the Merrylands ladies. They've probably played 4 bowls outside of a yard, Chanel and Sam here on this end, so they have had the option. But pleasingly, if you are a Saints fan, Brianna does have a bit of room to try and add to the count. She'd love to make this first one count, try and apply the scoreboard pressure as best as she can to her opposition. Lovely smooth release of the bowl, backhand, needs to hold that line as long as possible. Good weight, should see her in the count. Yeah, she's done that, so don't always have to be right on it, just have to be closer, not necessarily close to the jack. So Natalie, couple down, and that one's going to be short and underline.
Oh, yes.
And good pep up there from Natasha. Knows how important this bowl is. Basically saying to a skip, please hold 3 shots and see what Natalie can do. Oh, that's under ideal line. Oh, she doesn't want to run into this jack with any speed, Nick.
This is what's been happening. Well, she might have got
She
away
may have
with
rolled
that.
back to still make a couple. Thought that was going to go against her.
Still 3 down, I think, was the indication. Was that 2 or 3?
I thought it might have been 2, right? So, interesting one, though, for Nat. Just got to draw this perfect to Brianna's bowl. She lifts up Chanel's full roll.
Let's just have a look at this, Leroy, because it...
Just looked from here. Looked like she was carrying that bit of pace and was going to run into this jack in a bad way.
And realistically, like, that's a bad result, but then it's bounced back...
And rolled the jack forward.
And got the jack far enough back up the green to keep 2 shots.
That was a video game style result where you angle the joystick, press A, B, plus and minus, and get things to roll around in your favour. So,
what video game were you playing?
So that pink and blue swirl just behind Sam's foot there. That's the nearest Merrylands bowl. Now, she's only 2 down. She doesn't want to chip that out. So just a draw shot to Brianna's bowl. Looks tough on screen, but if she draws to that bowl, she's going to be good enough. And she's still intently following this. Does she get past the front? Well, not quite.
Speed was good, Lee.
Just a fraction under. So at least 2. They keep up that record. They have a couple of shots. So we said 2 on over with 7 ends to go. They've gone 2 and 2.
And on the first part, right, they need to get 2 and over. They're doing it.
Can't get 2 every end unless you do it the first time and the second time. So it's the kind of thing too, Nick. No one tries to look too far ahead, but let's be honest. If you are on the green there and you're a Merrylands player, part of this team, you know you're so close to the win. As Jack McShane spills the jack across our view from the neighbouring rink. But yeah, if you're Merrylands, that big lead you had, you one hand on the trophy, probably 4 fingers from the other hand on the trophy, you know you're almost there. But if things start to go against you, and let's potentially fast forward and this score becomes 27-22 with a couple of ends to go.
Pressure does funny things, doesn't it, Lee Stinson?
Absolutely.
Well,
Cindy Williams draws a good one in.
Good start.
That's all you can do. Realistically, for Merrylands, they can win the game without scoring another end, but one more scoring end is probably going to be enough.
Very close to shut the gate time there, isn't it? So, Chanel. She's been an absolute star throughout this contest. Cindy Williams feel as though she's been tested by the relentless pressure that's been applied by her opponent, Chanel. Cindy's going to miss under the line, and that's probably to be an ordinary result. A little groan.
Got a couple thereabouts. That's what you could say there. So, depending where Chanel finishes, there may be options to sit some bowls out. Missed a line on this occasion, so Natasha with a chance, sort of get a little cut on the jack or turn the shot bowl a couple of rolls. Thanks to everyone that's tuning in this afternoon, getting past 4 o'clock here in New South Wales.
Must be getting close to happy hour here, Leroy.
I've been happy most of the day. Nick, what about you? Get a little cut of the jack. Yeah, well played.
Good.
Made shot. They do have their own bowl, sort of blocking their opposition on the backhand side. Played that well. Good speed. Keeping the hope alive. Of course, you and I sit here as neutrals for this contest. We'd love to see a close finish. I'm sure anyone cheering on Merrylands doesn't want to see it that way.
Selfishly, we want to stay here and have fun with everybody for the rest of the afternoon. There's
one still there for the Saints. Their own bowls, we said, about a metre out, that pink and white swirl bowl. So, Natasha will just play a similar weight, a couple of bowls wider. She's on that line. How's your speed? I think it's good enough for a couple. Yep. Yeah, well played, Natasha Russell. She's had a pretty good game for the 10 or so ends that I've seen.
Yeah, I think she can be certainly proud of her efforts today. It's not easy when you're facing up to opposition of this calibre, but she's certainly got some credits in the bank.
So a good positive shot here. Plenty of things to work in and around her own bowl, and Sam Noronha has done that pretty well. Well, she's not shot, she's second. Certainly eliminated the multiple count for the Saints. And eliminated some scoring errors for Brianna to play to.
I think once again, Lee, you're talking about similarly to recent ends, just going park too close. There's probably not a lot to be said for trying to crash through the front here.
Yeah, hard from our viewing point on screen there, Nick, just to determine exactly who is shot. Probably looks like the deepest bowl there, belonging to Natasha from St John's Park. This is one, as you said, get as close as you can with your first. See what you do and your opposition skip does, and then you can reassess things for bowl number 2. There might be an opportunity present itself with your second bowl.
Well, this has got some risk about it. We'll see how this goes, what sort of edge she catches.
I don't think she minds that.
That's okay.
Even if she's one down.
Yeah, well, it's potentially
I think she's
second
opened
or third.
up. Yeah, she's opened up some angles, and you can see there from Natalie's look at it. She just needs to be careful here herself, Natalie. She's going to play her backhand, which is the right-hand side of your screen. She just doesn't chip Sam's bowl out and run through. Second and third, it appears, to the Saints. You can see that one there we're looking at, Nick. Yeah, just to the left of the centre line. She doesn't want to get that edge, the centre line, part of that bowl. That is the number 1. I thought she may have considered forehand, but and he also doesn't want to bring this Saints one too far forward of Cindy's if she hits it.
Well, that gums things up a little bit now.
There's a chance, though. You go bowl through bowl here for Bree. You try and get the 2 dark blue bowls. You're a chance of line 3 or 4 shots. If you just miss the first one, you might feather the shot bowl just far enough. But dark blue bowl onto dark blue bowl.
On the backhand too.
Backhand.
LS, yes.
Well, you go either hand if she's confident enough to run the jack in forehand if she misses, or bowl onto bowl there. Chances either way. She can flick the shot bowl if she plays it backhand. She could run into the jack forehand if she wants to go that way. So there's a few options, but the best one, solid contact on the dark blue bowl. Oh, I'm worried this is not enough weight. There wasn't enough weight for the results. I think that's going to be one to Merrylands. And Natalie will be measuring her pocket to see if she can fit the bowl into it.
Got one.
Got one, and wouldn't mind a wrong bias here, I think Sam said.
Yep.
That'll do us. Yeah, the mat's picked up at the far end. Natasha's going to come in and just double check. And yeah, 1, 2. Merrylands, game management there, no need to tempt fate. As we said earlier, she may have taken the option to draw a bowl wide to the ditch just in case the pressure's on in a few ends' time, but certainly wasn't going to go anywhere near disturbing things. As seen the men's final next door to us, Nick, they haven't shaken hands yet, but it is all over bar the shouting. 25-8 now, that score live. 25-8 after 20 ends. 16 all, the senior men's final. Baddo Bay and Harbord 5 ends to play. In the senior women's, just 2 ends to go. South Tamworth in front of Tarrant Point. And 10 the difference there. George Botfield, Stewart's Point has the lead over Noel Range from Gilgandra. 6 ends to play. So plenty of action still going on the greens of Club Dubbo.
I suspect the senior men's triples might be the last one off the rink this afternoon, LS.
It has been the pattern this week, as you well know.
Only because we've had 20-second greens. But given the tightness of that competition and given the score lines here, I think they'll be the last ones off. We won't be able to move our cameras from our fixed position here. We don't have any...
they're on a completely different green to where we're
visibility up
playing.
there, so we'll be with you till the conclusion of this match, and then we'll be back tomorrow from 12:30 is the scheduled start time for men's pairs action. And I'll be back in the driver's seat. Lee might come and join me as well if there's not too many bowls link issues.
Well played. I think I'm rostered onto this venue again tomorrow, you and I.
Yeah, you've got to do bowls link stuff though.
We're here at Club Dubbo again, and Andrew and Dean will be off to the Sporties and Macquarie Club to manage those events at their respective venues. So Cindy Williams, great shot there to hold one. Of course, if there are any of our pairs competitors tuning in this afternoon, assuming we have clear weather tomorrow morning, our host venues will open up practice from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. for you to practice on any rink except the one you are competing on. Tomorrow morning, you can go out and practice between 10 and 11 before the greenkeepers will come back and prep the greens for... Just after 12 o'clock, our players will be out starting their trial ends with a jack to be rolled for the first end at 12:30. As Sam playing big weight there. That was trying to hammer the final nail in the coffin.
Well, yeah,
Nick, I think.
They've got second and third, and a jack in the ditch was going to be game, set, bingo just about.
Oh, Andrew Moore.
So,
Tash trying to
the invoice from the ABC.
roll the jack through as well. Needs the second bowl now. Well,
that's put up.
That's a better than asked for result.
It's put paid to that idea there for Merrylands. They won't be trying to run that into the pit again. Have a look at this.
Yeah, I was somewhat surprised by the Merrylands aggressiveness. That I thought just a little overweight shot, but Tash trying to trail the jack in herself here. Plays enough weight to just miss her own and get pretty solid contact on that bowl and run across. So a couple of shots, and I'm sure with 4 bowls left to play, Natalie Lewis would be happy enough to go 2 down this end, I would think, and be 9 in front with 3 to go on last bowl. So I think she'll be just trying to draw as close as she possibly can here. Narrow down the scoring area for Brianna. Doesn't want to give a cheap 4 to her opposition. There's still room for Brie, and the dream's still alive. We said one more scoring in might be enough, but I think some of those shots have opened up a potential score here for the Saints. If Brianna can draw a big one.
Well, you could see the faces of the twins there. They were looking a little bit anxious once again. As you say, Brianna goes
in. The jack to Nick.
Parks on top of it, spits the jacket up.
Oh, I don't think it's any more than 2.
Still 2. Now, given the width of that target, do they look to run it in or clean a few out here, Lee?
We'll see
what do you
what
like?
They're looking at. So let's put ourselves in the Merrylands position. We're 3rd shot and 5th shot as well. We're a toucher in the ditch. We've got the deepest bowls on the rink. It's all in favour of trailing the jack through to the ditch.
Potentially, 4, 5.
Yeah, I think it's a backhand swinger. The worst result's 4 down, which is nearly achievable for Brianna, no matter where you put this bowl. So, firm sit bowls or trail the jack into the ditch.
Close.
And if she gets it right,
close. Leroy, this will be
game
over.
Natalie Lewis. The triple fist pump at the other end. And St John's will be trying to get that Cindy Williams toucher across into the game. Well, the big raised fist in the air. Smile from Chanel as well. The ladies know they are in an enviable position. And outside of chipping this toucher, we'll get that back view again for you folks at home that are watching on. We've got a toucher there for the Saints. blue on the pink. Yeah, touches. It's missed underneath. So this may be the conclusion, Nick. We'll see what the players decide. Are they going to play on? There's a quick chat between the St John's ladies.
33-17. It is still mathematically
16 shots, the gap. 18 possible shots remaining. The Saints ladies are sort of putting their arms out and saying, oh, okay, let's...
I think they're going to concede, Lee Stinson.
There's a chat there. We're still talking. Are we going to go on? I think they are. Chanel's wondering whether to put the mat down or not. If we catch that on screen as we see the men's match next door.
Let's have a look at that scoreboard too. So, but on our game here, it is Chanel. She is going to place the mat and she's going to roll the jack, and we are going to see one further end, but anything less than a 5 to St John's Park, and we're shaking hands. So,
well, I suppose they could get a 4-6-6 to tie it, but
theoretically,
yeah, need a massive number to keep the game alive. Otherwise, of course, this being a knockout game, once mathematically impossible for the gap to be made up, the match will conclude. So, as they kick things off here on end number 23, we'll bring you those other scores from the final. See if there's any updates. Some of those games, Nick, are going down to the wire, aren't they? You see that score there.
Well,
Mason Lewis, Merrylands, well in front. But these other games in the seniors and open reserve, down to the wire. Here we go. Harbord 1 in front now, 4 ends to go. What's happening in the senior ladies? Well, last end, Chrissy Myers broken away, 5 in front of Tarrant Point. And the open reserve,
Still
9 the
shots,
difference there with 4 to go. George Botfield over Noel Rains. So, great to see a lot of region reps. A lot of region reps in attendance. I see one of the regular viewers. I saw live attendance, Gregory Adam from down the south coast, a regular visitor to Bowls New South Wales Championship events. He's in the venue watching on.
there he is.
So the back of the screen with the backpack, coming up to say hello to us.
Wandering up the stairs to
Just in where we are.
Catch
To
up
say hello, no doubt.
catch up with his number one man, Lee Stinson.
Cindy's holding a couple here, but room for Samantha to draw in, and
She was.
done it pretty well.
maybe
Just
not.
pulling up, as you mentioned earlier, Nick. The longer the day goes on, the greens just easing up in pace. Of course, we've been scattered with some showers over the opening 2 days, and certainly know out here in central west New South Wales over the previous few weeks there has been quite a bit of rainfall, which is good in many aspects. Of course, from a competition viewpoint, we don't want too much during the day, but it must be said there's been plenty of comments, Nick, that these greens here at Club Dubbo are in very good shape. They went through a really unfortunate state of bad drought here out in Midwest New South Wales a few years ago, and water restrictions are plenty, and that's a absolute greenkeeper's nightmare when they can't get on and apply the amount of moisture that they'd like to. So, Darren Connolly, big congrats. Greens are looking fantastic, as they are with Dan Smith and the team at Macquarie, and Richard Clark over at the Sporties Club as well. 3 fantastic head greenkeepers here at our host venues in Dubbo, the 25-26 state champs. So they are on screen. Big thanks to all of our host venues, and of course one of our major event partners, Dubbo Regional Council, for their ongoing support for a 3-year commitment to our state champs. Of course, we're back here in 2028.
So we're seeing noticeably less finish on that backhand now as we get to the end of the day. Both.
Well, chance for Bree. She can sit that bowl just at Natasha's foot there, get a full roll out of Chanel's bowl. This is all kinds of miracle stages here at the moment. However, you've made the choice to play on. You might as well try and make the shots.
Well, it's happening next door too.
As
Joey
the Jacks
Clark
go on
just
wide,
goes
and well, Jack McShane.
Good fielding there.
Well, a misfield, I'd say. He's let him in for an overthrow, but stopped the Jack coming into the neighbouring rink. I know he's pulled up a bit short there. I
think that's
Hand's gone onto the back.
Might be a single E2.
Brianna, can she sit this bowl at the back? Oh, just going to hold out wide.
Shipped across the
Falls in.
Merrylands bowl.
Well, it could be in the count. It could be as many as 3 there for the Saints. Hard to tell with those Jack-eye bowls. Elliot option just to come up and draw a toucher. We'll see if we get an indication here from Sam.
Well, we know any score to Merrylands and anything less than 4 shots to St John's Park is. Look, realistically, if they're going to have to find a 5 or a 6 here, otherwise it'll be shake hands time. Well, they might choose to come and play back to the bags. You never know, Leroy, but we'll see what happens here.
Just looking around, I'm trying to look at all possible for a 5 or a 6, and it's not easy. I have found one potential option, but we'll see what Natalie does here with her bowl. She could ruin all possibilities. Doesn't want to miss the Jack and chip her own out. The only thing she doesn't want to do here
is that.
Okay, so
right.
Brianna Smith moved the Jack just past the tee line, couple of inches for 5.
There, you reckon, Lee?
Yeah, even ever so slightly less than that, but move the Jack. Well, Natasha's toe, she's saying there on the back end. Touch it, there's 5. She draws a counter, I think we're going again.
I think she's got to play this forehand, doesn't she, Leroy?
Well, either way, she turns that bowl in or misses the trail, it's the same result. So 3's not enough. Whatever hand you want, just turn the Jack. Oh, she's missed under the line. The head drooped down. I think we may be at our end game. Let's have a look. I think we're going to see a handshake from our competitors. 1 conceded so far. Natasha checking for others. And we didn't see indication from the players, but we have seen the shake of hands. So our women's state triples champions, 25-6 season, Chanel Chakouch, Samantha Noronha and Natalie Lewis from Merrylands. They take out the victory, Nick, and fair to say they were the best performed side on the day and a well-deserved victory.
Absolutely, mate. It was pressure from the word go. Watch this one back. Some of those early ends was absolutely sensational. Kira O'Shea has got a mountain of work to get through all of the highlights from this contest. We're going to be back with you tomorrow from 12:30 Eastern Time here at Club Dubbo. It's going to be men's pairs, sectional round 1. We
might try and get one more quick rolling score before we come off camera.
Oh, yes.
Just a reminder that we will have all of these results available to you in the Bowls Link app. You see there, Mason Lewis, 14 in front, 4 ends to play. Of course, there, that final result, it was 2 shots on the last end of St John's Park. 33-19 confirmed. Terry Water, 4 in front with 3 to play against Baddo Bay's Tony Shoebridge. There's another winner there too. Christine Myers from South Tamworth have taken the win in the senior women's event. And Stewart's Point, 9 in front with 2 ends to go in the open reserve. So big thanks to everyone for tuning in. And Nick, we're back on air tomorrow. And what a game we said. Tomorrow afternoon to kick things off, round 1 of the men's pairs. Mark Bender and Brodie Pitham from Club Maitland City to take on Nick Cale and Carl Healy from Cabra Bowls. Well, I'm looking forward to that already, mate. I know you are too.
No, looking forward to all that. Well, it's going to be another exciting day here tomorrow, so make sure you like, follow, subscribe, have your notifications turned on. And we'll be back with you tomorrow on behalf of Lee Stinson, on behalf of the entire Bowls New South Wales team. My name has been Nick Hind, and we look forward to your company tomorrow.